25 months. Thank you, babe. I appreciate you. Are you feeling any better? Are you feeling any better whatsoever? Today I picked up the pottery that me and Kiddo painted, went in the car shop for motor oil, and ended up buying Kiddo a bike. That tracks. Easter break will be spent learning. That's adorable. And I met with an old friend that used to run an LYS. That's adorable. That sounds like a great day. That sounds like such a good day. I didn't realize I had the tab muted. Katoma, did you come back to it going barf, 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 woof, woof? Because that would be legendary. How are you, sweetie? Also, Katoma, thank you for your host earlier, by the way. I love you. It's good that you're feeling better. It's, like, really good that you're feeling better. Flower Foxy, you've been back to work for 2 weeks, still tired, but almost at 100%. Good. Good, good, good. Oh, Maggie, so beating Arceus at 100% focuses, oh, that game focuses on the Pokedex. So getting 100% like the Pokedex is the more important part, is what you're saying. Decided to treat myself with a trip to a local bakery. Hell yeah, Katoma. Hell yeah. Confetti Betty. Hey, you gem. How you doing? First hint, your Liz tab is muted. Your ears aren't I got a package in the mail today. And it was stuff from Nana's house. And I feel like if I show it off, I'll cry a little less later. Because I cried for a solid hour already. But I feel like if I show it to you all, I'll cry less later when I'm looking at it. It thought your pink trousers were a labia. Guaranteed. Or a vulva. That's exactly what it thought. It thought it was girl parts. Ew. Stupid Discord. Thinking pants are girl parts. Ew. Stupid fucking Discord. Highly recommend treating yourself with baked goods. 100% worth it. I might honestly go down to the farmer's market tomorrow because there is a gluten-free baker down there. And she does, it ends up being 7 cookies for $5. And they're heavenly. So I might go grab those. Andrea that was tired but was able to update 70 plus listings. That's amazing. That's like legit awesome. You're crushing it. You can take that to Hawaii with you and put it on the beach and have some beachfront property cheap. Oh my god, you're not wrong. For $5, right? Right? And they're fully gluten-free. It's amazing. Had to crop a photo of my tattoo to get it to post. What the hell? Discord hates you. Noob died. Discord hates you. Thank you for sharing this, well, thank you for indulging me. I appreciate you all. I got that at night. I got that box at my front door at 9 a.m. I brought it in the house and cried for a solid 15 minutes before 20 minutes before even thinking about opening it. I then filmed other content. And then I started opening that and I filmed it. Because I have another TikTok that I technically use for like my grief journey. And it's been helping. It's helping a lot. Like filming it and putting my emotions out there has been really helping. And I didn't expect it to. But it's been kind of nice. So I filmed an unboxing of it and I'll put captions to it later and upload it. I always want to see Sailor Moon vinyl. Hell yeah. Finally got answers today, but hard to figure out. May deal with Monday. Okay, well, Glenn, I'm glad you finally got answers. Two-factor sucks sometimes, and I'm glad you finally figured it out. You got a full tiramisu for $9, Katoma? Holy crap, that's amazing. Scary, why did your cat start licking the trash? Nuke dies too pink for Discord. Ooh. The internet is choosing violence today? What part of the internet is choosing violence today, Pony? I mean, there's a lot of things that the internet chooses violence over. Don't make the onion cutting ninjas come back. I can make the onion cutting ninjas come back, but I won't. Stella, enjoy your lurk, my love. No more email tagging, right? Going to a fiber festival in 2 weeks. Ooh, rip my bank account. That's fair. Yes, I remember about your sister having surgery. Yes, because she went to a different country to have surgery. Flower Foxy. Authy was helpful and hopefully this will work. I bet you it will, Glenn. Wait, who's stupid? Scary? Oh, the cat. Yeah, the cats are dumb. There might have been meat. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Can I post a link of the photo? Absolutely. Links are totally allowed as long as you're not linking me to things like only fawns, only ferns, only farms. You know, the only type of only link that's allowed is onlyfloss.net, and that's because I own that shit. Lily Royal, hello, you beautiful human. How are you? Oh my god, Flower Foxy. Give your sister a hug for me. Pretty, please. Like, pretty, please. And reeled. Fuck. Okay, well, first of all, first things first, rip my wallet. Followed by more, oh shit, fuck my wallet. Oh my god. Peppermint, hello, how are you, sweetheart?
Bing bong.
Bing bong, Maggie, you're not wrong. I'll get some water here in a second. Lily Royal is cross-stitching in bed because I have a fever. Oh no! You have a fever? What the heck? We have to make sure you hydrate as well. Lily, keep yourself hydrated, babes. And I hope you'll really feel better soon. We can't have you be sick. We can't have a moonbeam down and out. Don't rip your wallet. I've seen how much those Loungefly things cost. It's taken a lot of restraint not to buy another bag this week. Because there was a sale. And it's taken a lot of strength not to buy another bag. But I already know when I'm in Hawaii, I'll be buying at least one bag, if not two. So I have to hold back. We'll be posting them for retail end of next week. Damn it. I have to behave on everything I spend until after the wedding. I have to be really, really careful. 5 days off of work is the perfect time to be sick. I mean, that's fair. Pony, what's the good news? Are you going on another cruise? Because, like, that is amazing news. Unreal. I need that too. Okay, but that top print with the moon sticks and the legendary silver crystal, can you... Is that possible as a cotton woven? Or is that just your vinyl? Because that's glorious. Restraints can be fun if you're great on a safe word. Pineapple. Pineapple! Oh no! My wallet! It's empty! That's true. We'll be moving at the start of June! Yay! And you're gonna own a home! Congratulations! Yay! Exclamation point hype in chat. All sorts of hype. All sorts of hype. All sorts of hype. Exclamation point hype. That's amazing. You haven't cotton woven too? Unreal. As soon as I get back from the wedding, my friend, I'm gonna go broke by you. And here's why. I didn't have enough time to do this before the trip. But Fierce Kittens has this pattern out for a Convention Raider bag. And I want to make one using your fabrics. But I didn't have time to make it before the trip. So I got a total knockoff that was on Amazon. It's not nearly as cool, but it's what I could grab. I just don't have time and emotional bandwidth right now to handle it, but I definitely want to make one out of the Sailor Moon fabrics that you make. No, I didn't know that. Didn't know that whatsoever. I didn't know that at all. But I want to buy all those fabrics so that I can make her pattern for the Convention Raider bag. If you don't know what the Convention Raider bag is, this is a bullshit version of it, of what I'm holding. What I'm holding is a bullshit version of it. Basically what this is this goes around your waist and this goes around your thigh. So then that way you can have all your stuff hands-free. At the airport, I don't think I can bring my big backpack with me. I'm gonna have 2 carry-ons already. I'm gonna have my dress and I'm gonna have a carry-on suitcase. So I need something to hold my wallet and my phone and not lose my ID again in the middle of the airport like I did in JFK. So this is my solution. It's not what I wanted though. I really wanted to make Fierce Kitten's Convention Raider bag and do everything out of Sailor Moon fabrics and just make it super badass, but I just don't have the time and energy right now. So, cheap-ass Amazon version instead for the moment until I can come back and fully make it myself. I just realized there's gold glitter on the chocolate cupcake and I'm in love. Oh, Katoma, that sounds amazing. Emily, hello. How are you? Leather paint? I don't know if that would be a leather paint thing. I mean, it's denim. Would leather paint work on denim? If I wasn't saving up for a house and getting my hair done, I'd buy a few fat quarters from you and make Liz some Sailor Moon scrunchies. Oh my God, I love scrunchies. I don't think people realize I don't like traditional hair ties anymore. I'm really big into scrunchies again. Like anytime we go into Target, I go into a couple of the different sections, and anytime they have the big, gigantic scrunchies, I go and double check them for their texture and make sure that they're okay for my hair. I love scrunchies so much. Sam, hello. How are you? It's a drop leg pouch. Yeah, where'd my phone go? Oh, it's over here. Yeah, saving for a house comes first, 1,000%. Stella, you love those kind of bags? I've never had one. I mean, I know basically it's like fanny pack 2.0, but you know. Oh, Saren just posted something in a chat that I'm in, and it was just funny. That's awesome. Let me see the on-stream chat. Nude Dye, that shell is gorgeous. And it doesn't like your legs. I can see why it doesn't like your pants. Yeah. It doesn't like your trousers at all. I get you. Yeah, I can see why it doesn't like you. But it's gorgeous. I love the color scheme. It's very much you. That's so you. Like 1,000%. I like scrunchies. Don't hold my hair up. They don't hold your hair up good enough though. Oh. Sam, you need a slightly bigger one than I think. I think you need a slightly bigger one. Because if you can make your own scrunchies, you can make them slightly bigger, and then you can have them hold your hair tighter. Fanny pack 2.0, more like thigh holster and beyond. Yeah, right? It's like a cargo pants pocket that's detachable. You know, that's fair. It's the pants pockets that women wished they always had. Walmart now sells Reebok fanny packs. I'm not surprised. They're coming back. Like, they really are. Okay, so it's not just like the top shell. It's like an actual jewelry box. That's cute. I love that Nude Dye. That's gorgeous. One day my hair is oily and the next it's not. And when it's oily, it doesn't stay. You know, my hair gets the same way. Like, the day after a shower, like, it's great. But then, like, 2 days later, it's like, or like a day after. Because I shower at night. So, like, the night after, or like the morning after, it's totally fine. But then the next day, my hair is a disgusting grease ball. Like what it is right now. It's a disgusting grease ball. And so I have to hold it back with a headband like this so it doesn't get in my face and cause more stress acne. This is the first time in my late 20s to early 30s that I have had stress acne this bad. And I have had multiple whiteheads in the course of a couple of weeks. Ever since Nana died, I've had whiteheads like crazy. Thanks, Nana, for all the extra stress. I hate you. Not really. I'm just mad because I have stress from the wedding and getting whiteheads. But you know. One of my sewing feet comes in tomorrow. My whole week will probably be spent sewing scrunchies. Oh, that's excellent. See, ladies can get pants pockets. You just have to pay more. There's somebody on TikTok who's trying to make unisex pants with pockets, and I'm excited. Time is a flat circle. It should be. Love scrunchies, but I can't wear them anymore. Why not, Katoma? I love how the box came out. I did a blue first and went over with pink, and it mixed into a beautiful color. Yeah, it's true. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. But listen, your kid's skull showed out really gorgeous. I love the amount of color. Anreal, no worries, babes. Mwah, mwah. I love you. Thank you for coming in, and I'll see you soon. Get your work stuff done. You absolutely need to get work stuff done. All the love, babes. Mwah. Update the notebook pre-order listing. Yeah, that's fair. Nicknamed the new sewing machine Little Bastard, because if it's not one thing, it's another, right? We're gonna sew in a minute, but I wanted to show you all what the fabric of the month was from Misty. Mystic Fabrics fabric of the month just came in. Best friend Tanya, if you're here, shouldn't be dealing with, you know? This point, oh wait, no, hold on. I'm trying to catch up. When my sis wears a hat, she looks like a guy. Ugh. Does she hate that, Glenn? Does she hate that people? Pink AF, if I had a daughter, you know she'd be dressed just as girly as me. Fuck yeah, I love that. He wears black and black shirt saying metalhead and black trousers, Spider-Man shoes. But listen, like that's just a total different opposite end of the spectrum, but still could be like, cause I mean you're more Lolita, and it's just adorable to see like the Lolita raising a goth. It's like freaking adorable. I love it. I'm here for it. High school did fucking suck. It was the worst. High school was only good for a few people who spent the rest of their lives glorifying the living hell. Thank you, Holly. Thank you. Will not be sending kiddo to the same school. Yeah, good. There was one good thing about high school. I found the love of my life there, even though I hated him at first. There was one good thing about high school. I met my best friend senior year. Did I hear Lolita? Sam, you did indeed. Like, Nuke Dye's gotta post some fashion at some point because, like, Nuke Dye's closet is, like, my envy. I fucking love it. I wish I had, for me, it would be the audacity. But I think the better way to phrase it would be the balls. I wish I had the cojones to even consider dressing like that. Because it's so gorgeous and so wonderful. And I wish I could do it for myself. But I don't think I could. Even though I'm sure I could. I just don't think I could do it. Got a few people who are starting to play in the 30th. Oh, wow, Glenn. Are you gonna go? Forever thankful that I was a homeschooler, that dual environment at the local community college once old enough. Too many high school horror stories. Amen. Stream demands you do it. Thanks, Irish. I think I just showed my nerdness. Told them I would. Fair enough. You can post dress photos? Yes, please. Tanya. Bestie. Do you recognize the name of this fabric? That's this month's Fabric of the Month Club. This was the original color for the bridesmaids. Last month was something blue, and this month is wisteria. I just think it's too funny. Like, Misty has no idea who I am. Let's be honest. Mystic Fabrics probably has no idea who I am at the end of the day. But she has sent 2 Fabric of the Months back to fucking back that I'm like, that's a little on the nose, don't you think? That's a little too on the fucking nose. Thanks to a certain unnamed party, I have to wear pink. But listen, that pink complements your skin tone, Tanya. Are you sure she doesn't? I'm pretty damn sure she doesn't. Like, I'm nobody in the grand scheme of things, let's be honest. And I say that and then get blown away by people who know who I am. Which, all that's left is a fabric called Henry Cavill. Fucking right? Okay, but Pony, there is a yarn dyer. If I can, I don't remember. Saren has to be in chat at some point, but Saren ended up buying a set of yarn from a yarn dyer that's all like Witcher themed. And Maggie, you're not wrong, my babes. Pastels do look fabulous on you, bestie. And Emily, you'll see it in person. You will see it in person. I got you. I got you covered. In that context again. Irish, I actually made a TikTok in your honor and it's in my drafts. And I will be posting it at some point soon. It's calling my ass out on basically people, like, whatever you post on the internet stays forever. And the thought that people still know who I am from the old days. It's fucking weird, man. It's fucking weird. Pics and selfies. Excellent, Nuke Die. I'll take a look at those shortly. This month, my high school is showing off the new school and the new name. Yes, the new nickname. Glenn, it's really good that they finally did the new nickname. It's really good that they did that. Holly, you need that color in a waistcoat. Isn't it gorgeous? That wisteria color is honestly stunning. But listen, let us get started. We're gonna do a little bit of blue today. We're a little bit of Progresso soup on the Cozy Cafe Club. Now, if you don't know what pattern we've been working on, it's this Cozy Cafe Club from Frosted Pumpkin. We're gonna keep doing a little bit more blue on this, and then in a little bit, we're going to shift focus. And we're gonna do some seam ripping, some cutting, and prep. And some prep work, because we're gonna be making a quilt on stream at some point. And we're starting to do all the prep work and get it ready to go. So to show you what quilt we're gonna eventually be making, we're gonna be doing sewing streams. How dope is that? I'm so ready to be doing a sewing stream with all of you. We're gonna keep it super simple, super basic, just so I can make sure we can get the hang of it. And so I can make sure that, you know, the skills will match up. But we're gonna end up making this quilt. It's from Annie's. Super simple. It's really just cutting out a bunch of squares and cutting out different sections and rotating them and making them into different patterns. But the reason why we're making them simple is because we have a bunch of Nana's old shirts. So Nana's favorite thing were these sleeveless button-up shirts that were 100% cotton. So we've been ripping out seams and trying to save as much as we can of all these different pieces of fabric. Glenn, no worries. Have a great weekend. Go rest. You've been working really hard this week, and you deserve to have a little R&R. Thank you for being here. I will see you soon. I'll talk to you over the weekend, okay? Mwah! Irish, enjoy your break, Irish. Absolutely, go. But we're ripping out the seams, and some of this, like some of these shirts, I'm realizing we're gonna have to cut because like some of these we're not gonna be able to salvage, but that's fine. But we're gonna start ripping some seams, cutting some stuff out, and getting prepped because I want to start making that quilt sooner rather than later. I feel like now that I have a pattern picked and I can kind of see the vision for it, I feel like I'm okay to start doing it. There are gonna be tears naturally while we do this, but I feel like we're finally gonna be that would be very, very awkward, and I would feel really guilty if I used the wrong pronouns. Goddess Space Cat, you friggin' gem. I love you. How are you? Give me a second here. I'm doing this while I'm thinking about it so I don't forget later. All right, there is a new channel point reward. You might need to refresh to see it. I don't know. But there is a new channel point reward, and I'm going to redeem it right now. Pronoun check. So when we redeem this, what we're going to do is everybody throw your pronouns in chat. My pronouns are she, her. So throw your pronouns in chat. Feel free. I have also enabled the other, there was an extension that I was able to enable for our stream that you can use for pronouns, but I don't know if it's actually 100% working. I know on the OBS side it does not work, so you'll have to tell me on your side if it does or does not. If it does not, I will look into it. Bus driving pony is a she, her. Beautiful. Need to cool down. Need cool down off, woman. No, I have it on purpose. I have it on purpose so it can only be redeemed every once in a while. And I will, I don't want to have it spammed every single moment. That's the one I had, New Die. That's the one I did with the browser extension. And I enabled it for ours, but I can't see, it doesn't work on the OBS side.
Squirrel.
Thank you, Ministry. But definitely make sure you go and set your pronouns in that site. Emily is she, her. History is he, they, them. Stella is she, her. Ministry is you boys. No, I'm just kidding. New Die is she, her. Maggie is they, them. Love you, babes. Is this extension working? Ministry's like, Liz, fuck you. Ministry, I love you too. But hey, listen, am I wrong though? I mean, Irish, your pronouns would probably be he, him, and Guinness, or he, him, and whiskey. Because I would consider whiskey to be a pronoun for you. Just so is she, her. Call me whatever, but I've probably been called worse. But ponies, I would say definitely it matters to me. I need to get better about it. And so this can be a way to do that. Is this extension working? I'm gonna have to test it out. I think we're gonna have to test it out on a couple of different streams. So we'll have to see. And if not, or we'll have to figure it out because there's a way that I wanted to eventually change up everything. We're going to be eventually hiring somebody to do all of our layouts and our panels. I'm already in kind of the rough books to get them done from someone. And honestly, part of how I want to do it is I want to ask if she'll leave an area for chat again. I know it's nice having all of this extra camera real estate. Like, all of this camera real estate is so beautiful. But on the just chatting screen, at bare minimum, I would like to have chat showing again. And if we do it that way, I'd like to see if there's a way to pull pronouns in on that. She, her, bitch, queen, badass. Okay, but like pony, I love those. That's fantastic. My pronouns should be she, her, squirrel. Because squirrel fits. Irish pronoun is whiskey dick. That's a phenomenon that Irish has yet to experience. That's amazing. Badass Bus Driving Pony sounds like a Netflix series that you'd watch. You know, kind of does. Thank you, everybody, for throwing your pronouns in. I appreciate you. And yes, there is a cooldown on it, but if you ever want to, if you ever just want to throw your pronouns in, feel free. But the cooldown is there, so it's not purposefully spammed all the time. Silly question, when you're live, what do you use for chat? So it's OBS. So it's got my OBS plugin. OBS has a dock in here by default, and I have my whole entire dock set up. I'll have to show you because I've ended up like nesting different tabs in here and kind of customizing my setup a little bit more as time has gone on. But the default one does not show pronouns. And I have also attempted to link it from a browser source, and that also does not show pronouns. So I'm wondering if there's a different way to link it to OBS that does indeed show pronouns, which would be really helpful. If any streamers or anybody out there knows, that would be beautiful. I guess would be accepted because Chi-Chi is a kitty. I mean, maybe. If you left click a username next to the person, or if you left click a username, there is! Oh my God, there is! Oh, look at that! I can permanently update it. Check that out. Oh, wow, that's cool. There it goes through. Excellent. It won't sync across. But hey, you know what? I'm okay with that. No worries, Pony. I love you. Thank you. Ministry. It works. It did not break. I'm adding everybody's pronouns in. So if you want to send your pronouns so I can tie them to your usernames permanently, I will get that done right now. That is so cool. Thank you. The more you learn. You all are amazing. God, a space cat. You are just so full of knowledge. I love this. Okay. Oh, that is so freaking cool. Oh, how dope that is. Got a space cat. That's fantastic. Thank you, babes. It does ruin the capitalization of your name, though. So, as a heads up, if you are a streamer that tries to do that, like, I'll show you real quick with Goddess's info. So you can see all my stuff on my screen. And I can't zoom in, but basically what it ends up doing, it treats it all as, it ends up lowercasing everything. Because with with Goddess's name, hers is actually Goddess space cat. So you have to go back in and manually retype that with all of the correct capitalization. Otherwise, it doesn't show properly. And it doesn't work on Mix It Up Bot either. So it does work for Twitch chat, but it doesn't work for anything else. You might be able to copy paste. Copy paste still will, I don't know, maybe, but that alone helps. I like it. I like it, Picasso. This helps, so thank you. That's fantastic. So if best friend Tanya would type a message real quick. Twitch is special, so who knows what you can and can't do. Fair enough. I'm gonna update Tanya's in a minute. So Liz is gonna sit there editing all 1.7K of us, right? Nah, I'll edit as I go. Well, we'll edit as we go, but that's a smart idea. I like it though. Thank you. That was really helpful. Learned something today. Thank you so much. And that only shows for me, right? Not urgent, sent you a Discord. Okay, perfect. It's only on my side. Okay, excellent. That's actually really helpful. Okay, that's really cool. Thank you so much. Thank you for helping me become a better person. Nice. Thank you, Ministry. But seriously, thank you all for helping me become a better person. That's what we want at the end, and I would prefer to make sure to properly Did you just losing heart at me becoming a better person? Ministry. That tracks. Somehow that tracks. I don't know how, but somehow that tracks, and I appreciate you. Oh my god. When you're on the browser version, it won't sync, but it's a neat way. And I find once I see it a few times, it sticks in my mind and I won't even notice. Okay, that works. The constant reminder will be really helpful. Not sure it's possible to be a better person than you. I am not a... listen, Irish. You're very kind. However, everybody has room for self-improvement. And if my room for self-improvement is literally notating your pronoun against, like, next to your name, that's all that matters to me. Like, that's the quick, like, the quickest way I can better myself. And I will take it. Take the fucking compliment. I don't give many. You give so many, Irish. What are you talking about? Back to Looney. Looney is great, and great that they were back. I'm so happy that Looney's back. I missed them. Oh, history. I gotta add yours. History, one more time what yours are, please. Because I'm pretty sure I saw he, they, them, but I could be mistaken. I was right. Perfect. Thank you so much, babes. I appreciate you. And I do call everybody babes and hun and all that. If you have objections to that, please tell me. If you personally have an objection to that, like for yourself, please tell me. Like, I will do my best, you know. Asking personal questions. Wow, ministry, you're a goof. And that's the way here. Okay, got you. Got you. Well, thanks for sharing. I appreciate you. Thanks for helping me out. Like, this will help me be better about it. So, it's all about bettering us as people. And that's what I care about at the end of the day. It's making sure I don't screw this up because it is a problem, and squirrel brain means I tend to forget a lot of things. But if I have a constant reminder right there, it's not as hard. This is the way? I know, right? Exactly. Growing up in SoCal, dude is gender neutral in my brain, but I know it isn't for everybody. You know, it's so funny because in Arizona, it kind of crept in over there too. And, fuck Disney, but the Mandalorian rules, right? Exactly. I'm still behind on Mando. No, but Goddess, that terminology crept in over in Arizona too as like gender neutral stuff. So I totally get you. I grew up watching Kenan and Kel, so I'm a dude, he's a dude, she's a dude, we're all dudes. So you understand. Okay, excellent. Well, more stuff came in for the wedding today. We had more packages come in. The cactus over there is also a dude. Mood. Mood, dude. Ew, wedding. I know, right? Ew, wedding. Oh, but Goddess wasn't here yesterday when we showed this off, and Frozen is still asleep, so we're gonna do a thing real quick.